Aloha, beautiful souls, and welcome back to the podcast. My name is Merissa Indigo of Divine DNA Blueprint Mystery School. And this weekend for the Soul Retrieval series, I will be doing the videos in a podcast form because my energy is very, very low right now. And it's too much for me to be able to sit upright. As crazy as that sounds, right now, I am experiencing what is called a solar opposition. I also call it my anti-birthday. And what that is 6 months after your birthday, the energy is in the sun that is opposite to your sign. And it's a very intense couple of days. For me, it's a couple of days because my sun and my midheaven are close together. So I have 3-degree midheaven in Taurus, 5-degree sun in Taurus. So the last few days, those are in the sign of Scorpio. As you know, we're working with the Scorpio energies every single day. And when you have a solar opposition, it's essentially the current sun that's overhead shining down on your birth sun. It's, for me, very physically intense, so heart pain, a lot of weakness in the body, kind of dizziness, high blood pressure kind of feelings. So I'm just laying very low, like literally just laying around and being very mellow. Not a lot of excitement right now with my cats and just chilling. So I realized, well, hey, I can still show up with my voice. So today we're going to be talking about 4 degrees in this Soul Retrieval series, 4 degrees of Scorpio. The numerology of the 4 is so beautiful. It is the geometric shape also of the cube. It represents Earth. So it's the first stable element that we have when we are coming into this process from 0 degrees to 29 degrees, that number 4 and the Earth, starting to bring in a sense of structure and formation and kind of architecture. So, the ethereal energies really starting to become more concrete and coming into form based on the preceding energies, right? Of the 0 and the 1, the 2 and the 3. And so how I see this is almost like cellular division when you have a fertilized egg, right? And that cell is replicating and multiplying itself. So it goes from like one cell, and this also looks like the seed of life and the flower of life formation, right? So it goes from like one to multiple kind of, and it almost looks like a blackberry. So going from one little round circle to all of a sudden a clump, right? And it starts with 8. I think it's like 8 to 12, but it keeps going. It's 1, 2, 4, 8, 12, and so on. And so it's taking the ethereal, the conceptual, the cerebral, the soul energy as well, right? All of that is a lot less physically oriented. It's the substratum that then creates. It's that light, that consciousness, the intent, that energy clumps together and then creates physical reality. So it's such an awesome metaphor, again, for our process of the ascension journey, the awakening process, right? As we're going from a cerebral and a self-concept, an identity, connecting with source, exploring our own unique individuation of source, and then starting to allow that to come forth in the physical reality and ground it into the earth and into the earth plane, right? So that's a lot about the energetics of the number 4. And 4 is also an angelic number. So the angels and the archangels in numerology, a lot of people will talk about 444, 44, right? There's also the 144, but the number 4 is really a beautiful symbol of bringing divinity, that whole process of bringing divinity onto earth, right? Into the physical reality. So this is an excellent moment to kind of refresh, go through all of the different numbers, all of the different aspects of self, and to see how they build out through you, right? So you're holding the blueprints and really owning them, feeling really good and comfortable. There's a sense of belonging because you are one with your truth. And then that frequency emanates out from you, or you could see the cup overflowing, right? And those waters are overflowing out outside of you and out into your reality around you. So that is the medicine of 4 and the 4 degrees. I'm curious how everyone is doing right now with the step system, how you're feeling with all of this, what you're observing. The energies are very intense with consistent X-class flares. I did not sleep at all last night. Again, I was just up tossing and turning the whole time. It's a lot to take in and observe and just be with ourselves. And that's why I love this process so much, because if you start to observe that your feelings are going somewhere, all of a sudden you're like, oh, I went back into this place. It's a habitual mode of thinking, and now all of a sudden my emotions don't feel very good. Remember that thought precedes emotion. So you can track, well, where did your head go? Oh, all of a sudden you went unconscious and just started kind of going down this rabbit hole of this automated thought process, right? Where it's easier perhaps to go just because it's a habit. And so then you come back to the moment and you come back to your self-concept using the 0 and the 1 and the 2 and the 3 to then return to the now moment of the 4, right? And sometimes this could be an every moment kind of process, like every day. That's why I love this system, because if you have your little guide map with this numerological system to connect with the energies, then you're really deeply rooted within yourself, returning to yourself and your self-love and self-knowingness, that I am presence, right? And it's very simple. So remember that the ego, and the linear mind is what complicates things, right? That is symbolically also representative of like the fall from heaven, or the fall of Atlantis was where beings turned their hearts off and went fully cerebral, right? And that's where that ego kind of came in to replace divinity. So you can just start to, again, use all of these systems to track. And we have all of the activations here for you and a lot of wonderful support, depending on what you're observing. You can always use the channel like a library. I don't have the playlists really completed yet of subject matter, but you can go through, and in the description box also I put all the links for a lot of different resources for you. Thank you so much for joining me with this, and tomorrow we will go into the next level, which is the 5, of course, right? And we will continue with this series all the way to 29 degrees. Thank you all for your well wishes as well. Many of you that I've in contact with, I've explained what's going on with this solar opposition for me right now. And yeah, I'm just chilling and just staying really mellow and just being and breathing. So I'll be back tomorrow. All right. Have a wonderful one. Namaste.